Hey, what's going on, my ASVAB party people? Anderson here. Welcome to your 1-minute PSA today. Today's PSA is really all about how to get through some tough times here. And the quote today is, if you feel like you're in hell, don't stand still. It's not a rest stop. You got to push through to get the goals that you're trying to accomplish. And so what does that look like when we're practicing for the ASVAB? Well, first off, studying on top of work, on top of life, on top of family, on top of everything else, obviously it's going to seem like it's a lot, especially when you're not used to doing it. Just make sure that you're always identifying what the next step is, what the next goal is. And if you're in the middle of practicing, if you're in a tough problem, a problem that you just can't figure out, well, the thing is, remember, don't stand still. You want to make sure that you're identifying what about that problem you need help with, whether it's identifying a vocabulary term, whether it's a formula or equation, whether it's actually interpreting what the problem means to begin with. But you got to be honest with yourself and say, hey, look, I know I'm not getting it done, but what about it is holding me back? And now that's just practicing. Let's talk about the actual test itself. Let's say you're taking the ASVAB. Let's say you're taking the paper and pencil version. And so you have all the questions in front of you for that same section. Now, if you get stuck on a question, don't stand still. You're on a timer right now. And so what this means is you don't want to go question to question to question one by one. If you run into a question that is just not a good time, mark that thing, circle it, do what you got to do, and come back to it later. You want to only tackle the questions that you know how to answer at first, so you can really build that confidence and then come back to those medium questions after the fact. Now that you have your confidence up, maybe you find a hint of that question later on in the test. Who knows? But you want to make sure that you're not standing still. You want to make sure that you're always, again, doing what you can, doing what you can, doing what you can. All day, every single day. So with that said, everybody, that's it. It's a really simple PSA today. Don't stand still. I know it's going to be tough when you have a whirlwind of life surrounding you, but just make sure you're always identifying that next step. So that way you're not feeling stuck and in the same place. Next, you want to make sure, again, if you're practicing, identifying what it is about what you're doing that's tough. So that way you can go ahead, do a little Google search, look at your study guide, or ask me, because you can always reach out to me if you need me. And lastly, again, if you're taking that test, make sure that you're not going question to question to question. If there's a hard problem as the second question or first question on that test, who cares? Go ahead, circle it, move on, tackle the easy ones, and then come back to the tough ones later. So with that said, my party people, remember, don't stand still. I'm Anderson. This was your 1-minute PSA today, and I'm hoping to see you guys soon in the next one. But remember, let's #AceTheASVAB as we always do, and if you need any help, reach out to me. I'll see you soon.